Well, hello, folks out there in YouTube land. Got a big show lined up for you. Let's get right on into it. All right, let's pull up that screen. Holy crap, Ilus revenue's up 588%. They weren't kidding. Oh, mighty Ilus.
By powers of ore which are exceptionally strong, dishes fly in the box where they belong.
Only they did a little bit more and put some dishes in a box. They had a great revenue quarter, it appears. It says Ilus International summarizes its second quarter of 2022, including a 588% revenue increase over the same period in 2021. 588%. Yeah, that's impressive. That's a lot. All right, it says Ilus International, mergers and acquisitions company focused on acquiring, of course, fire and safety, public safety, everything. Company reports its increase in revenue, same quarter of 588% and 553% over the first quarter, which is crazy. Revenue of $19.6 million. Company's assets also increased considerably over the same period. Ilus confirms a strong balance sheet. We won't see that actual balance sheet until they do their disclosure in about 2 weeks. The company remains confidently on track to achieve its 2022 run rate revenue forecast of $140 million per annum, which, gosh, that'd be what, $35 million a quarter. So they're more than halfway there. They weren't kidding about this. It says it's in the final stages of completing its audit, following which it plans to file its Form 10 with the SEC to become a fully reported entity, change its registered name, and apply to the OTC markets to uplist from the OTC Pink market to the OTC QB. They've been talking about that for a while. I'm very interested in seeing that audit. It says the company's been aligning its subsidiaries in preparation for its first subsidiary uplist to a major stock exchange. In line with this, the company's industrial manufacturing subsidiary, Quality International Corp., recently received approval for its name change from Wikisoft to QIND, which we actually, that just happened. And Nick Link commented, the CEO said, "We have remained steadfast in our mission to build a sustainable company for the long term, whilst," he always says the word whilst. That must be a word that they use from his culture, whilst. "Delivering rapid incremental growth along the way. As the year progresses, we will be adding further alignment businesses, which will further accelerate our growth. I'm proud of what our team has accomplished so far this year. I'd also like to thank our loyal long-term shareholders for your continued support." You're welcome. I am a shareholder. Oh, here we go. Ilus confirms its second quarter disclosures containing the full company's financial report for the period will be filed by the company's auditor on the 15th of August as required. The 15th is when we'll get to see the entire thing, and that's going to be really important. So I went ahead and did a chart on this, and you can see what a jump this is. And this is actually visually accurate. You can see the jump. I mean, they went huge from 508,000 back the first quarter of last year and went all the way up to 4.75. We are missing the four companies in this quarter. And when it's audited, I'm assuming they're going to adjust that. But, you know, we'll see. But look at the jump from first to second quarter. That's crazy high. And that has to do with Quality International, obviously. And the reason that I'm so interested in seeing the disclosure is that I've only got net income through the first quarter of 2022, and they've given us the revenues, but we won't have that net income until the 15th, and I really want to see that because I think that's what will either make this company's share price jump, or if it's not as high, you know, it might just kind of hang around where it's at. But if they stick around 15 to 20% where they are now, that would be a $3 to $4 million net profit or net income for this company. And right now, like I said, they're doing fine as far as a percentage of net, but now you're talking about over $19 million in revenue, so that thing could get significant. And why I'm so interested in that is pretty obvious. We've got a market cap of $112 million. Well, if this company shows a $3+ million net income for one quarter, and you multiply that times, let's just take times 4. Just take those numbers times 4. You'd be looking at a pretty darn good PE ratio as far as a forward PE ratio, not a trailing. And forward is not quite as important as trailing. Most people like to look at the company from where it is today and back. But a forward PE would look pretty darn good. And if they got up to 35 million, then it'd look really good. So I'm very interested in that. The outstanding shares are still the same at 1.325. They did go up 53 million last week, and that sort of got everybody upset, and it got the shorts running their jaw. And as you can see, this company's getting heavily shorted right now. When the 53 million came out of the additional shares and outstanding, which they did explain came out for acquisitions, and they're talking about a $300 million company they're looking to acquire on top of this huge Quality International. But it got as high as 70% that day. So that means 7 out of every 10 shares was being shorted. And remember, very quickly, and I've covered this a lot, a short is real simple. They're renting the shares from somebody holding long term. They run off, they sell them, putting downward pressure on the share price because they want to push it down. If they push it down and realize they just sold it and they buy it back here, they get to keep all that, minus that little bit of percent they paid to the original holder. The reason they buy it back is because they're not really selling the stock. Okay, it's almost a manipulation game, but it's legal. It's totally okay to do it. But they intend to buy it. They have to buy it back. So it's not a legit sale like you would expect. And they want everybody to think that everybody's panic selling by putting that downward pressure, and that makes people think, oh gosh, it's going down, I better get out, which is their goal. And they'll go on social media and wear you out and tell you how bad the company is. That's how it works. And as you can see, even on the 3rd, August 3rd, which was what, yesterday, it was at 60%. So, I mean, they're still shorting the hell out of this stock. And I can assure you they are not liking these revenues coming out like this. As a matter of fact, this is how they're going to be on social media about these revenues that went up that much.
Please disperse. Nothing to see here, please.
That's right. They're going to be pushing this down. Oh, don't look at that. That's useless. That's not important, etc. It's very important. And if that net income comes out like it probably will, we'll see. Like I said, I'm just speculating at this point. But if they come out nicely, I expect this stock should increase in share price over time. But, we'll see. We're in crazy times right now, and OTC markets it's really hard to get an OTC stock to jump. It just really is. A year and a half ago on this news, that this stock would be at freaking $1 right now, but not today. And as you can see, it's only up 4% today, even with that great news. I mean, I'm telling you, a year and a half ago, it would have been up here. It would have been just skyrocketed. But today, it's only up 4%. And this is, like I said, this is where I've been adding just a little bit. And again, this is a penny stock, so I'm being real careful with it. And I practice that 10% rule you've heard me talk about a lot. I don't allow my OTC stocks to represent more than 10% of my portfolio. And, that's my risk level that I'm comfortable with. You might have a different one. But I try to be careful with the penny stocks. But anyway, I've been buying in this little zone here and just kind of adding as we go and getting real comfortable with it. Anywhere from 7.5 cents to about 10 is a pretty good spot for me. So I've been pretty comfortable. And I really am basing that on market cap, what I think their net income will be, and what the PE ratio for the future will be. Because remember, it's an OTC stock. It's about the future. You're not going to find a value stock in penny stocks. That's very, very rare. It's almost impossible. But, one day this could be a value stock, which would be great if you can enjoy that right on up. So we'll see how it plays out. All right, folks, and that's Ilus today. Man, great news. There's no other way to spin it. That's great news. And I'll be very interested to watch this company as it continues down this path. They've been doing what they say they're going to do. They haven't done it as fast as they said they were going to do it, but they sure been doing it. And if you like this content, be sure to hit that like button. Lets me know to continue to cover Ilus. And if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'd appreciate it. And hope you did like the content. And we'll see you next time on Mr. Frugal Investor.